All right, get ready to dive into something pretty unique today. We're going to be exploring the work of Dr. Yin-Hu Kuo. He's a financial expert, but he's really making waves by connecting ancient wisdom, like, stuff you wouldn't expect, with modern data science, all that great stuff. That's all the rage these days. And you've sent over a ton of articles, research, even some stuff about his YouTube channel, so this is going to be a fun one.
Yeah, and I think, what's really interesting about Dr. Kuo is his ability to kind of weave together all these fields that you wouldn't necessarily expect to go together. He's got a PhD in finance, which is pretty impressive on its own, but he also draws a lot from Eastern philosophy, particularly the Yi-Jing, or Book of Changes. That's definitely not your typical approach to finance.
No, not at all. I have to admit that the second I saw the words Yi-Jing and finance together, my interest was piqued. So for those of us who maybe didn't spend a lot of time with ancient Chinese texts, can you give us a quick, what is the Yi-Jing?
Yeah, of course. So the Yi-Jing is this ancient Chinese text, and it's all about change. It's about understanding patterns and how things change, and people have been using it for centuries as a divination tool. But it's also, I think, a really powerful framework for making decisions when you're facing uncertainty.
Okay, I'm starting to see how this could tie into finance. I mean, markets, they're famously unpredictable, right?
Yeah.
So is Dr. Kuo using the Yi-Jing to predict stock prices or something?
Well, I mean, it's not that simple, right? It's more nuanced than that. He's not just, trying to predict, exactly what's going to happen, which, who knows? He's really using the Yi-Jing to understand the bigger forces that are driving change.
Yeah.
So he can make better decisions in a complex system.
Okay, so he's taking this holistic, big picture approach to finance, but how does he actually apply these ancient concepts in today's world? Does he have a secret decoder ring or something? I'm picturing him with a special compass.
Well, he does have something special, but it's not a decoder ring. He created this entire Yi-Jing learning curriculum, and get this, it's totally free.
Wait, free?
Yeah.
Like no cost at all. That's incredibly generous. Tell me more about this curriculum. What is he teaching?
So he's put together over 60 hours of content, 234 videos, and it's all available on YouTube. And he's broken down the whole curriculum into these 8 core dimensions. 8.
That's a pretty comprehensive curriculum. What kind of topics are we talking about here? What does he cover in these dimensions?
Oh, wow. We're talking about everything. Everything from business strategy and how to make financial decisions to geopolitics, world events, personal development, how to be a better person, and even technology and AI.
Whoa, he's really covering a lot of ground. He's connecting Yi-Jing to AI. That's a connection I would never have made on my own. I really want to hear more about that.
Me too, actually. He has this video called A New Era of Ethical Artificial Intelligence, How Yi-Jing Enhances AI Decision Making. So it seems like he's exploring how these ancient principles can be used to help develop and use AI ethically, which is really important.
Yeah, very timely, very important. So he's not just using AI as a tool, he's thinking about the big picture, the philosophy behind it all.
Exactly. He's looking at how we can build AI that's, in line with our human values, create a future that's better for everybody.
Well, this is fascinating.
Yeah.
All right, let's break down these 8 dimensions of his Yi-Jing curriculum. I'm eager to hear more about how he connects these ancient ideas to the challenges we face today.
Sounds good. So his first dimension is all about using the Yi-Jing in business strategy and making financial decisions. And this is where you can really see his academic background come through.
Oh, really? How so?
Well, he's published, several papers in some pretty big journals, including the Journal of Finance and Economics. And one of his papers actually dives into how the Yi-Jing can help improve financial forecasting models. And that, ties directly back into this first dimension of the curriculum.
That's really impressive. So it's not just he's talking the talk, he's walking the walk, right? He's backing up his ideas with some solid research. What are some of the specific topics he covers in this dimension?
Oh, he has videos on navigating market volatility, interest rate cuts, stock market slumps, the scary stuff. And he even has one that connects get this, astrology and the stock market.
Astrology and the stock market. Okay, now I have to know more. What is the connection there? How does that work?
It all comes down to cycles, right? Cycles and patterns. Astrology and the Yi-Jing, they both deal with understanding these cyclical patterns. And Dr. Kuo is saying that they can actually give us some insights into the cyclical nature of financial markets as well.
I see. So he's using these systems as frameworks for interpreting the trends in the market and making better decisions. What's really interesting to me is that he's not just throwing these ideas out there, right?
Yeah.
He's actually created this whole curriculum to teach people how to apply them.
It's true. It seems like he really wants to share this knowledge, give people the tools to use these tools for themselves.
Okay, so we've touched on the business and finance dimension of his Yi-Jing curriculum. What's next? What's the next dimension?
All right, so his second dimension is all about geopolitics, global stuff. And he's looking at it through the lens of the Yi-Jing. And this is another area where he's gotten some recognition for his work.
Really? Tell me more about that.
Well, Dr. Kuo actually won third place in a national paper competition in Taiwan for his analysis of some geopolitical events. And he used the Yi-Jing, as his framework for analysis. And so that shows that, his ideas they're being taken seriously, even in academic circles.
Yeah, that's a huge accomplishment. It definitely adds to his credibility. So what kind of geopolitical topics does he cover in this part of his curriculum?
So he analyzes international conflicts, those big conflicts. He looks at global power dynamics, who's got the power, and diplomatic strategies. And he even talks about potential flashpoints for conflict, where things might heat up. And he does all of this through the Yi-Jing, through its principles of change and interconnectedness.
So he's using this ancient system to try to understand what's happening in the world today. Are there any specific examples of his work in this area that come to mind?
Yeah, he has a video called, this title it's quite something. It's called Deep Trouble. Is Iran becoming an X factor? There are no more white faces left, just black faces. And in it, he's examining the changing power dynamics in the Middle East, and he's particularly focused on the role of Iran. And he even has a video that compares, get this, Trump's Gaza vision with Eastern Confucian strategies. So he's really looking at how different cultures and different philosophies shape the way we see global events.
It sounds like he's not shying away from complex topics or even things that could be controversial. I'm very curious to see how he applies the Yi-Jing to these real world situations.
I think that's one of the most interesting parts of his work. He's not just presenting theories. He's showing how these ancient principles can be applied to understand what's happening in our world right now.
Yeah, and that's why I'm so drawn to Dr. Kuo's work. Right? It's like he's building this bridge between ancient wisdom and the challenges we face today. He's showing how these seemingly separate worlds can actually inform and enrich each other.
Exactly. He's pushing us to think outside the box, look beyond the usual way of doing things and explore different perspectives.
Okay, well we've covered 2 dimensions, 2 down and 6 to go. What other insights and surprises does Dr. Kuo have for us in this Yi-Jing curriculum?
So Dimension 3 is all about personal development and leadership, becoming a better leader, a better person. And he's exploring how the Yi-Jing can help us with things like career resilience, ethical leadership, and making decisions when things are uncertain.
So it's not just finance and geopolitics, it's personal growth too. That's really interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. And he has this video in this dimension called Your Guide to Balanced Decision Making, Why Leaders Need Yi-Jing in Times of Uncertainty. So it seems like he's trying to show how these principles, these ancient principles, can help anyone who's facing tough choices in their lives, not just people in leadership roles.
I love that he's making this wisdom accessible to everyone, showing how it's relevant to everyday life.
Yeah, he's really good at finding the connections, the connections between different areas of knowledge that you wouldn't necessarily think go together.
All right, let's keep going. What's the next dimension? What's next on our journey with Dr. Kuo?
All right, so this one's interesting. Dimension 4 is all about technology and AI, specifically technological integration and AI synergy.
Wait a minute, we're back to AI.
Yeah.
But this time it's connected to personal development. This is really starting to get interesting. I'm seeing how this all ties together.
It seems like Dr. Kuo really sees this natural connection between the Yi-Jing and technology. And in his video, improving the future, combining Yi-Jing with big data, innovative solutions using agile methods. He looks at how this ancient system can actually be used to inform the way we design, develop, and even interact with technology.
So he's not just saying, hey, let's use AI to analyze data, right? He's saying, hey, let's use this ancient wisdom to actually shape the development of AI itself.
Exactly. He's worried about or concerned about, making sure that technology is actually used to serve humanity, in an ethical and sustainable way. He's thinking about the big picture, the philosophical and the ethical consequences of these powerful tools.
Wow, this is really mind-blowing. I never would have thought to connect the Yi-Jing with something like agile software development.
It's all about understanding the principles of change, and how to adapt. And those are really central concepts to both the Yi-Jing and agile methodologies. Dr. Kuo is just really good at finding these connections, these unexpected connections.
This is why I love doing these deep dives. They really make you question everything you thought you knew, and they help you see the world in a new way.
And we're only halfway through. We still have 4 more dimensions of Dr. Kuo's Yi-Jing curriculum to explore.
All right, bring it on. I'm ready for more. Well, what's next? What wisdom does Dr. Kuo have for us in the next dimension?
Okay, so Dimension 5 takes us into the world of environmental strategy and sustainable development. And this is an area where his work has actually made a real impact.
Oh, wow. Really? What kind of impact has he made in this area?
Well, in addition to helping companies, really integrate those ESG principles, environmental, social, and governance principles into their businesses. He's also published research on this topic in several very prestigious journals.
Wow, it's impressive. Which journals are we talking about here?
Oh, his work has appeared in the World Customs Journal, the Journal of Business, the Global Trade and Customs Journal, the Quarterly Review of Economics and Finance, and even the International Conference on Information and Financial Engineering.
That's quite a list.
Yeah.
So he's not just talking about it. He's out there making a difference. What kind of topics does he cover in this dimension of the curriculum?
He has a video called, and I think this one will resonate with a lot of people, it's called Sustainability in Action. Can carbon credits alone solve the climate crisis? So he's really detonating into, how complicated these environmental challenges are, and he's looking for solutions.
So it's not just theory, it's practical, it's real world solutions.
Exactly. He's a big believer in finding ways to make sustainability a core part of how businesses operate, not just something they, think about later.
I'm starting to see a pattern here. Dr. Kuo is connecting the Yi-Jing to pretty much every aspect of our modern world.
He's really good at finding those connections, finding how this ancient system of wisdom can actually apply to our lives today.
Okay, let's keep going. What's next? What's Dimension 6 all about? What's next in our exploration of the Yi-Jing?
All right, so Dimension 6 is about cultural preservation and historical modernization.
Cultural preservation. That's an interesting addition. How does that fit into all of this?
Well, it seems like he's interested in exploring how the Yi-Jing can help us understand our cultural heritage, historical trends, and how ideas evolve. One of his videos in this dimension is called Inheritance, a new UNESCO World Heritage Treasure, unveiling the secrets of Beijing's Central Axis.
So he's using the Yi-Jing to try to understand how the past shapes the present and how we can preserve our culture, while still adapting to a changing world.
It seems that way, yeah. He also has a video about how mooncakes concealed secrets 658 years ago, and how those secrets are relevant to how we respond to crises today. So he's drawing these connections between ancient traditions and contemporary challenges, showing how wisdom from the past can still be useful, can still be valuable.
I love that he's finding those unexpected links between things like mooncakes and big issues like cultural resilience. It's a good reminder that knowledge and insight, it can come from anywhere.
It can. He's encouraging us to look deeper, to see how everything's connected, and to find wisdom in the most unexpected places.
Okay, we're on a roll here. What's next? What's Dimension 7?
All right, Dimension 7 takes us into the realm of health optimization and holistic living.
Health. Okay, now I'm really curious. How does he connect the Yi-Jing to something like personal health?
Well, it seems like he's looking at how the principles of the Yi-Jing can be applied to different aspects of our well-being. Things like nutrition, wellness practices, and even, work-life balance. And he has this video titled "Eating the Rainbow, the Yin-Yang Way, Superfoods that Nourish Body and Soul."
So he's talking about using the Yi-Jing to achieve a state of balance and well-being in our lives. That's fascinating.
He also has a video about boosting team morale and productivity through Feng Shui office design. So again, connecting the Yi-Jing to creating harmonious environment.
Wait, Feng Shui, isn't that about arranging furniture? How does that connect to the Yi-Jing?
Well, Feng Shui is actually deeply rooted in the principles of the Yi-Jing. It's all about understanding how energy flows and creating spaces, environments that support well-being, which really aligns with the Yi-Jing's emphasis on balance and harmony.
Wow, I had no idea. I'm learning so much from this deep dive. I never realized how connected all these concepts really are.
It's all about recognizing those underlying patterns, those underlying principles that govern our world and applying them to different aspects of our lives.
Okay, we're down to the last dimension of his Yi-Jing curriculum. What's the grand finale?
Okay, get ready for this one. This one's about cosmological patterns and predictive systems.
Cosmological patterns, predictive systems. Okay, this sounds intense. Is he talking about predicting the future or something?
Well, it seems like he's looking at how the Yi-Jing can be used to analyze things like astronomical phenomena, things happening in the sky,
yeah.
and long-term forecasting models, and even cosmic energy patterns. He has this video called "The Devil Comet Returns in Total Solar Eclipse: Celestial Metaphors Predicting the 2024-25 Earthquake."
Okay, that title is something else. Is he saying that comets and eclipses can predict earthquakes?
I think he's probably using those events as metaphors,
Yeah.
metaphors to explore the cyclical nature of the universe, and how we can use the Yi-Jing to understand these big patterns of change.
Wow, this is taking the Yi-Jing to a whole new level.
He also has a video where he talks about the Big Bang, the beginning of the universe, and what the universe tells us about the past and the future. So he's really pushing the boundaries of how we think about time and space and our place in the universe.
This is incredible. It's like he's using this ancient wisdom to unlock the secrets of the universe.
It's about understanding that everything is connected, and that if we can understand those connections, we can understand ourselves and the world around us better.
Okay, I'm speechless. This Yi-Jing curriculum is just mind-blowing. I never knew how much depth and complexity there was to this ancient system.
And the most amazing part is that Dr. Kuo is offering all of this knowledge for free. He's clearly really passionate about sharing this wisdom with the world.
This is what I love about these deep dives. They introduce us to people and ideas that we would never encounter otherwise, and they challenge us to think differently
and to question our assumptions, and to see the world with fresh eyes.
Okay, I need a minute to process all this. This is a lot. This Yi-Jing curriculum is a lot to take in.
It is, but it's incredibly rewarding. Dr. Kuo is giving us this unique opportunity to explore how ancient wisdom and modern challenges can intersect.
I'm definitely going to be checking out his YouTube channel after this. I need to see these videos for myself.
Oh, I highly recommend it. It's a journey of discovery for sure.
Okay, so we've explored the 8 dimensions of Dr. Kuo's Yi-Jing curriculum, but he also offers some personalized services, right? Like those data-driven reports that he mentioned.
You're right. He's got these different membership tiers that offer different levels of support and analysis.
Tell me more about these. I'm really curious about how these personalized services work.
So his most basic tier is called Unique Member Insights, and it's pretty affordable.
Affordable is good. What do you get with this tier?
So for just $3.99 a month, you get early access to his new videos, exclusive loyalty badges, emojis, the fun stuff, and you get priority responses to any questions or comments that you leave.
Okay, that's cool. But what about those data-driven reports? I'm really curious about his yin and yang binary algorithm.
Yeah.
And what kind of insights it can provide.
That's where the loyalty badges come in. So if you collect all 8 of the badges, you get a free analytical report, and it's worth almost almost $800.
Wait, hold on. So for less than $4 a month, you can potentially get an $800 report. That's an incredible deal.
It really is. And here's how it works. You give him a data file, and it can be up to 50 millibeats in size. And the data file needs to have one target value, and then anywhere between 9 to 30 influencing variables.
Okay, I'm trying to wrap my head around this. Can you give me a concrete example? Like, let's say I'm trying to decide, whether to start a new business. What kind of data would I give him?
So let's say your target value is, how much revenue you think your new business is going to generate. So the influencing variables would be things like market trends, what's happening in the market, what your competitors are doing, your financial projections, and even personal factors like your own risk tolerance or your goals for the new business.
That's interesting. So then his yin and yang binary algorithm, it takes these numbers and gives you insights based on both data and Yi-Jing principles.
That's the idea. It does at least 10 iterations of analysis, and then it generates a personalized report for you. It's about 2 pages long, about 2,000 words, and it has solutions, tailored to your specific situation.
So it's like having a personal financial advisor who's fluent in both algorithms and the Yi-Jing.
It's definitely a unique approach.
Okay, so we've talked about the basic unique member insights tier. What about the other options? What are the other tiers?
So his second tier is called the Ascendant tier, and it costs $299.99 per month.
Okay, so that's a bigger jump in price. What do you get for that? What do you get for being in the Ascendant tier?
With the Ascendant tier, you get access to these exclusive videos where he analyzes the past week's global financial and political development. So it's like getting a personalized briefing, a weekly briefing on what's happening in the world. But it's filtered through Dr. Ku's unique Yi-Jing perspective.
So it's not just about the markets, it's about understanding the bigger context of what's happening globally.
Right. And you also get to participate in these members-only chats and live streams. So you can talk to Dr. Ku directly and chat with other members who are interested in learning about these ideas.
Oh, that's cool. It's like being part of an exclusive community.
It is. And your questions and comments get top priority. So you can be sure that he's addressing, your specific concerns.
Okay, I can see the value in that.
Yeah.
So what about the top tier? What's the ultimate Dr. Ku experience?
That would be $99 per month.
Okay, wow. Now we're talking serious commitment. What does the Diamond membership offer? What does it include?
Diamond members get access to a special chat room, and it's dedicated to exploring topics like Yi-Jing, spiritual healing, and practical investment psychology.
Spiritual healing and investment psychology, those are two things I never would have put together.
It is interesting, but when you think about it, a lot of our investment decisions are driven by our emotions, psychological factors, and Dr. Kuo seems to be exploring how Yi-Jing principles can help us understand and manage those internal factors.
Okay, that's interesting. I'm intrigued. What else do Diamond members get?
They get a 20% discount on all the merchandise in his channel's store, and they get free samples, which is always nice.
Okay, so it's not just about knowledge. It's about being part of this community and getting some cool perks. What about the personalized reports? Do Diamond members get those too?
They do, and with the Diamond membership, you can submit a bigger, more detailed Excel file, up to 80 millibars with 1 to 2 target values and 9 to 30 influencing variables.
So it's a much more in-depth analysis than the basic tier, right?
Exactly. The report you get is also longer. It's like 2 to 3 pages, about 3,000 to 5,000 words. It's like a mini thesis on your specific situation.
Wow, that's a very comprehensive report.
Yeah.
Sounds like he's really going all in on supporting his Diamond members.
He seems to be, yeah. He wants to give them the best possible experience and really help them apply his insights to their lives in a meaningful way.
Okay, wow, this is a lot to digest. Dr. Kuo's work is so multifaceted. We've explored his background, his research, his incredible Yi-Jing curriculum, and these personalized services he offers. It's clear that he's a pioneer in his field. He's blending ancient wisdom and cutting edge technology in this really innovative and inspiring way.
Yeah, I totally agree. He's a visionary. It's exciting to see how he's using his expertise to help people navigate this complex world that's constantly changing.
So what do you think? Is this just the beginning of like a Yi-Jing renaissance, or is Dr. Kuo, is he kind of like a lone wolf forging his own path?
Ooh, that's a good question. It's hard to say for sure, but one thing is for certain, Dr. Kuo's work it's starting conversations, and it's challenging the way we think. He's proving that ancient wisdom can still be relevant, even essential in today's world.
And he's making that wisdom accessible to everybody, whether you're, a seasoned investor, a tech enthusiast, or just someone who's curious about personal growth and global trends. Dr. Kuo has something to offer.
Yeah, I'm eager to see where his work goes from here. What kind of impact it has. It's definitely an exciting time to be exploring how ancient wisdom and modern innovation can come together.
Well, we've covered a lot of ground in this first part of our deep dive into the work of Dr. Yen-Hui Kuo. We've explored his background, his fascinating Yi-Jing curriculum, and his personalized services.
But there's still so much more to uncover.
Exactly. In the next part of our deep dive, we're gonna delve deeper into Dr. Kuo's work with the World Customs Organization, his expertise in supply chain management and risk management, and that incredible story about how he helped intercept almost a ton of illicit drugs.
Stay tuned.